In 1973, a Ford engineer wrote down a number, $200,000. That was what Ford decided a single human life was worth in a memo comparing it against the cost of fixing a car. The car was the Pinto, and the fix would have cost $11 per vehicle. Ford ran the math, decided the fix cost more than the deaths would, and moved on. The defect was simple and brutal. The Pinto's gas tank sat behind the rear axle, just inches from the bumper with almost nothing protecting it. In a rear-end collision at speeds as low as 20 miles an hour, the tank could rupture, spray fuel into the passenger compartment, and ignite. On May 28, 1972, a Ford Pinto stalled on a Santa Ana, California freeway. A car rear-ended it. The Pinto exploded into flames. 13-year-old passenger Richard Grimshaw survived with burns over most of his body after more than a dozen surgeries. The driver, 28-year-old Lily Gray, died days later. The internal document that surfaced afterward became known as the Pinto memo. It calculated that fixing every Pinto would cost Ford $137 million. It calculated that paying out lawsuits for the burn deaths and injuries the defect would likely cause would cost $49.5 million. Ford chose the cheaper number. If you're new here, we post a story like this every single day, so subscribe now so you don't miss tomorrow's. Grimshaw's family sued. In 1978, a California jury awarded $128 million in damages, a record at the time for a product liability case, later reduced by a judge to $6.6 million. During the trial, jurors learned Ford had crash-tested the Pinto years earlier, watched tanks rupture on impact, and shipped the car anyway. Ring the bell on this channel so you catch the next one the moment it drops, because there's another buried memo waiting. Here's the part that rarely makes the headlines. Ford wasn't recalling the Pinto because regulators forced it in 1977. It was a National Highway Traffic Safety Administration investigation, pushed forward by a Mother Jones exposé, that finally made Ford act in June 1978. By then, the Pinto had been on the road for 8 years. Ford recalled 1.5 million cars, installing a plastic shield and a longer filler neck, the same $11 fix engineers had proposed back in 1971. No one at Ford ever went to prison. The company was even criminally charged with reckless homicide in Indiana in 1980, the first time a corporation faced that charge in the United States, and was acquitted. The memo that valued a life at $200,000 is still taught in business ethics classes today, a formula quietly reused in boardrooms long after the Pinto was gone. Comment below if you think that kind of math still happens now, because it might be happening right now, somewhere you'd never expect.